I am into learning experience design. Uh, Aside from, parang layo, no? Director, tapos napunta sa learning experience design. Okay? It started in 2022 where a television network, hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung ano yung pangalan ng network na yon. Nagbigay sila sa akin ng ng isang video na sabi nila, Direk, tignan nyo nga kung meron duwende dito sa bahay na to. So, sabi nila, there is a house in Lucena, Quezon, na meron daw duwende sa bahay. So, pinadala nila yung video. Okay? This is not the video of the dwarf, ano. This is AI. But nung una ini-imagine ko parang ganyan yung papakita nilang nakita nilang duwende. Okay? Hindi ko na sasabihin yung pangalan nung TV network. Sasabihin ko lang yung initials nila, GMA, okay? Hindi ko na rin sasabihin yung pangalan ng TV show. Pero ang initials ng TV show are KMJS. Okay. So lumapit sila sa akin. Sabi nila, Direk Mark, sabi nila, tignan mo nga, kasi ito yung picture ng bahay, kung nasaan lumalabas yung duwende. Okay? So, yung sa kaliwa is the house. Okay? Tapos yung sa kanan is the kitchen. Okay? So, meron pang balat ng flat tops, no? So, yung bubong, yung kisame, the ceiling, sa right, yung medyo dark part, okay, may ilaw na maliwanag. Every 5 o'clock, may lumalabas na duwende. Okay? So, yung duwende, naglalakad, gumaganon, dumadaan-daan, kinunan pa nila ng video eh. Tapos, sila, lumalabas lang yun tuwing 5 o'clock ng hapon. Pero, minsan duwende, nagpapala sila, nagpipiko, parang may hinuhukay. Okay? Tapos pag nagpapatugtog sila ng malakas, pag merong malakas na tumutugtog sa kapitbahay or sila nagpapatugtog ng malakas at naririnig ng duwende, yung duwende nagsasayaw. I'll show you the video nung pinadala sa akin ng Diyan Lumalos, ng GMA. So, yun yung tao na naglalakad. So, dalawang tao yan na ano. Okay. So, my question, i-type nyo lang dun sa i-type nyo lang dun sa Q&A box, no? Kung naniniwala kayo sa duwende or hindi, at kung sa tingin nyo, duwende nga ba itong video na ito, yung pinakita ko? I-type nyo lang doon sa, I'm just curious, ano yung, ano yung nakita nyo, no? What they are. Yeah. I-type nyo lang doon sa sa chat box. Kung sa tingin nyo, duwende sila, okay? I have my own Hin- hindi ako, naniniwala ako sa elements, okay? Sa supernatural. But in this case, I have a different theory, okay? Parang shadow, okay? Sabi ni Hazel. It's probably a reflection, okay? Nawala po yung visuals. Okay. Hindi. Mukhang hindi naman. Naniniwala po ako sa supernatural. I-share ko ulit yung video, ah. Tingnan nyo lang kung ano. Kung, oops, asan na siya? Okay. Kita nyo naman yung screen, ah. Taga. Ayan. Ayan yung tao. Ayan yung lumalabas dun sa screen. Gumagano yung shadow. Gumagano yung mga parang silhouette. Okay? Pero nandoon lang siya, doon sa kisame na pinakita ko sa inyo. Okay. Very interesting yung mga no? Ah, oops. Ayan. Mukhang hindi naman, kahit although naniniwala si Maribel sa ano. Okay, so when I saw it, I said, hindi siya duwende. Sabi ko, ano siya? It's a phenomenon in physics kasi I teach film. So ito yung kung paano nag-work ang isang camera. In fact, gumawa ako ng isang camera no isang araw. Nagawa sa karton. So pag naglagay ka ng isang image sa harap niya at madilim yung kahon sa likod, okay, lumalabas siya pero babaliktad. Okay? Meron akong daya na ginawa sa inyo. Yung image na nakita nyo, actually, hindi siya upright. Yung ulo nasa taas, yung paa nasa baba. In real life, actually, baliktad siya. Okay? And that's why here, itong camera obscura, yung nakikita nyong image nung light bulb, baliktad. Okay? Inverted. And so nung nagpunta ako dun sa ano, this is camera, literally, means room. Okay? Kaya pag naririnig niyo minsan yung mga news yung sinasabi, Camera de Representantes. Camera o Camera de Representantes. The Chamber of Representatives. Okay? Kasi nga, camera means a room or a chamber. Okay? Obscura means dark. So, camera obscura is dark room. Okay? Pero tinawag na lang natin na any camera na pag-take ng picture is a camera. Okay? Now, sabi nung So I was trying to explain this phenomenon dun sa producer, researcher, and then sabi niya, "Di, direk, punta na lang kayo sa pumunta na lang kayo sa Lucena. Samahan niyo kami, punta tayo sa Lucena, puntahan natin yung bahay. Tingnan niyo, baka nga may duwende." So pinuntahan namin, okay? So pinuntahan namin yung bahay, and then nung inikot ko yung kitchen, nakita niyo yung picture ng kitchen. Pagdating ko doon sa kitchen sa likod, sabi ko, "Anong meron dun sa likod nyo?" Sabi niya, bahay na nung kapitbahay namin yan. So, pinuntahan ko yung kapitbahay. Tapos kumatok ako. Sabi ko dun sa kapitbahay, "Ma'am, ano po meron ho bang construction o ano na ginagawa dito sa bahay nyo?" Sabi niya, yung bubong namin, nire-repair. Kaya pala meron mga vest ng mga trabahador o yung reflective na work vest. So, ang ginawa ko, inutusan ko yung isang bata na umakyat doon sa bubong ng kapitbahay. Okay? And this is what happened. So, you will hear the sound as well. Okay? You could see the screen naman, ano? Ito na yon, baliktad na siya. So, ito yung actual na lumabas. Okay?
Ayaw magsayaw ng hip-hop.
Pinapasayok siya ng hip-hop, pero hindi siya
Wagayway mo lang
pinapasayok.
yung kamay mo. Wagayway.
So, sabi ko, iwagayway yung kamay niya, kaya winawagayway.
Yan. Upo ka, tapos tumayo ka. Upo, tapos tayo. Ayan, upo, o tayo. Ayun. Ayun.
So, na-prove ko, buti na lang nung pumunta kami ron alas 5 rin ng hapon. Pinapunta ko ron. Eksakto nung dumating yung bata, nagawa niya. So, nag-appear siya doon sa kung saan lumalabas yung duwende supposedly. Now, that's me being interviewed. Hanggang ngayon, nasa ano pa rin yan na YouTube sa KMJS. So, if you have time, you just check it out. Okay, ito yung bahay. Okay. Tapos, nung ini-interview ako, at na-prove ko naman siguro na walang duwende. Pero sabi nila, what made you so sure that they are not dwarfs? What's your proof? So yung burden na pinapatunayan mo na walang duwende, nasa akin. Di ba dapat baliktad eh? Yung burden na patunayan mong may duwende sa kanila. Pero baliktad, pinapatunayan ko dapat na walang duwende. Di ba? Parang default na meron duwende. Why do you think people assume that they were dwarfs? So if there were no dwarfs, why do you think the family had good fortune? Kasi 'di ba pag duwende daw swerte. So yung bahay nagkaroon ng internet at saka nagkaroon ng tubig at saka kuryente. Sabi ko, 'di ba dapat si Mayor yung pasalamatan niya, hindi yung duwende. But anyway, medyo nakukulitan na ako dun sa questioning nung producer. And then I remember this quote from Yuval Noah Harari, which is one of my favorite authors. Sabi niya, humans think in stories. Pag nagkwento ka sa isang tao, ikakaroon na ng engagement. Okay? Pag nagsasabi ka ng facts, okay? Ang weather po natin ngayon will have a high of 40 degrees and a low of 23 degrees, but mostly in the late afternoon to evening. Sunset will be at 5:15, sunrise will be at 5:45. It doesn't make sense eh. Pag pinakita ko sa inyo na yung stock market index ng Philippines ngayon is 595 or up by 22 points, it does not mean anything. Pero pag pinakita ko sa inyo yung picture ng bagyo, yung mga bata na naglalakad, pauwi na, kanina lang, sa baha, di ba? Nagkakaroon ng emotion. Kasi may kwento na eh. I think that as teachers, the first skill that we have to learn is to become storytellers. Okay? This is the problem in the Philippines right now. So if you're familiar with PISA, kung narinig niyo yung PISA, it's the Program for International Student Assessment. The Philippines rank 489. This is high school. Okay, 15-year-old sila. Kulela tayo, okay? Ang kalaban natin sa last, no, is Dominican Republic, okay? Spain, which is the average score sa PISA, ang score nila per test is 481, 483. I think 500 yung items, di ba? Parang gano'n. But the Philippines scored lowest, okay? And siyempre sabi, ay hindi, bata pa naman yan eh. Matututo pa yan. Pero yung problema natin, uh, for the adults, one of our biggest exports is the seafarers, no? Yung mga seamen or yung mga merchant marines, okay? 400,000. Oh, ang laki ng contribution ng ng mga seamen at saka ng mga of course mga OFWs sa GDP ng Philippines. But it's all going to be affected lalo na pa nagbawa sila ng Filipino seafarer. Kasi daw, hindi sila pumapasa sa merong subjects na pagdating sa standards ng mga seamen, mababa yung score natin. And it's mostly because yung schools that were teaching them weren't teaching them properly. Okay? So maapektuhan tayong lahat only because the educational system uh, has so many gaps. Okay, so we are suffering from learning poverty. Now, so I thought, kasi ang nangyayari, it's always about tinatanong tayo. Pag meron tayong hindi alam, sinasabi sa nung kausap natin, hindi mo ba alam yan? Hindi ba tinuro yan sa inyo sa school? Okay. So, laging, hindi ba tinuro para bang akala, ang default thinking is, kapag tinuro yan, maaalala mo. Di ba? So, ang question ko sa inyo ngayon, meron ba nakakaalala ng quadratic equation? Sa algebra, okay. Ako, kaya ko lang naalala yung quadratic equation kasi nung college ako, bumagsak ako sa math, sa algebra. Okay, and I had to take it twice. Nag-summer ako, okay? So natutuwa ako kasi pag summer may baon ako only because bumagsak ako sa math. Pero yung quadratic equations, it's so boring. Ito yung sample nung ang sinusukat ng quadratic equation. Ang quadratic equation or quadratic formula measures the shape of a parabola para sa inverted letter U, which doesn't make sense. Kasi most children, pag tinuruan mo sila, lalo-lalo na yung high school, ang tatanungin nila, saan ko gagamitin itong hinayupak na quadratic formula? Okay, saan ko kailangan sukatin ng shape ng letter U? Kung pa ganyan siya, or pababa, or baliktad, di ba? Pero, kung ikikwento ko sa inyo yung practical na pwede nating dahilan bakit may quadratic equation. Magsisimula ako sa isang battle na nangyari sa France nung Hundred-Year War. Okay, so magkalaban yung England at saka France. So yung France has about 7,000 soldiers versus sa England which has about 5,000 or 3,000 lang, parang ganun. The name of the battle is called the Battle of Crécy. Okay, Crecy is in the north of France. So sigurado nang matatalo ang mga English soldier, ang English army. Ang weapon of choice ng mga French is the crossbow. So yung crossbow para siyang rifle na merong pana na tumitira ng arrows. So it's very accurate. Mas sharp, ano yun, mas accurate yun kaysa yung bow and arrow. But uh The problem with a crossbow is matagal siya mag-load. It would take about 30 seconds just to load a crossbow. Whereas the traditional longbow, ito yung malalaking bow, no? Na pana, will take less than 10 seconds. 5 seconds kaya nila mag-load ng ano. Tapos, ang crossbow, ang flight path niya is diretso lang. Ang longbow is letter U. Okay? Ang parabola effectively measures the path of a projectile. Pag meron akong tinapon na bato or basketball o bola o papel sa air, kung ano yung shape ng pagbato ko sa kanya, pag naabot yung pinakamataas, lalanding siya eksakto, yun din yung shape nung pag-landing niya. So the shape of the ascent is also the shape of the descent, okay? So the English, even though they were outnumbered, because they understood the law of the parabola, the law of the projectile, they understand ano yung application ng quadratic equation. They were able to win the battle despite being outnumbered. So, the knowledge, hindi naman nila kayang mag-compute ng ganyang ka-accurate. But alam nila yung principle of what a parabola does. So that alone was more than enough to make them win the battle. So that's an example of learning experience design. So dinaan ko sa kwento, ang pagkwento ng something na very, very boring. Okay? Uh, this is a one course that I taught. It's in cybersecurity. Again, what can be more boring than cybersecurity, di ba? So, if you're anyone here is familiar with cybersecurity, you've heard of ano yung mga types of attacks, no? DDoS, no? Digital denial of service, malware, cross-site scripting, man in the middle. Sa unang basa, I wouldn't even understand myself what those words are, okay? And lalo-lalo sa mga companies, financial organizations na prone sa cyber attacks, prone sa hacking. Okay? Kailangan lang maintindihan yung cybersecurity. But if I go straight to, you have to memorize these words and understand what they mean. Ang hirap. Makakalimutan ko to after 3 days. Okay? But if I tell you, okay, group 1, gawa ka ng robbery. Okay? Gagawa tayo ng script sa isang pelikula. Storyline lang. Gagawa kayo kung paano magnakaw ng bangko. Yun ang topic. Heist. A heist movie. So, one group will design an armed assault. Yung traditional, meron kang barel, hold upin mo yung bangko. Okay? The other one is bank heist, inside job. Number 2, magdidig ka ng tunnel. Number 3, barring entry. Kunyari, merong rally na nangyayari o may construction. Walang makakapasok sa bangko. Yung pala, hino-hold up na pala siya. Okay, kahit empleyado hindi magagawa, yun pala, meron na pala nangyayari. Fake identity. Magbibigay ako ng fake ID, magwi-withdraw ko, ako ho si Zaldi ko, meron ako makukuha pa namin pera. And so on, locks, keys, and combination. So, bawat isa gagawa ng script for a movie, a storyline. And once they presented that, you will tell them, okay, gawin mo naman. So, this is analog way of robbing a bank. But the digital way of robbing a bank is through this way. Ito yung digital. So lahat ng traditional ways of robbing a bank has a digital way of robbing a bank. So maiintindihan mo na ngayon na yung malware, okay, is like digging a tunnel. Yung brute force or password attack, yung hold upin kita, bigay mo sa akin yung PIN mo or bigay mo sa akin yung password. Okay? That's a armed assault, okay? Yung fake ID, that's phishing, okay? Yung through the tunnel is eavesdropping. Kunyari maglalagay kayo ng ano at pakikinggan nyo lang yung mga conversations or ihahack ko yung computer, tinitingnan ko lang kung ano yung passwords na ginagamit sa computer and then I will attack. And you will realize what's very interesting is what happened sa traditional ways of robbing a bank nangyayari sa Philippines, but also the biggest heist did not happen in the Philippines. It happened in the Bank of Bangladesh. The Central Bank of Bangladesh was robbed. Ang problema, using a combination of all these cyber attacks. Pero lahat ng pera dinala nila sa RCBC, sa Jupiter Street, sa Makati. Okay? Tapos winidraw doon and then dineposit sa casino para i-launder, so hindi na nila na-trace. So, something as boring as robbing a bank can be made interesting. Something as boring as cybersecurity can be made interesting by making us a mini movie, telling the students, write your own script, okay? And then do it the digital way. All right? So, and then I also did this. I will show you later on ano yung itsura nung but data analytics. Okay, so I design marketing. I teach marketing also in the schools, but I don't want it to be these are the marketing. You have advertising, you have your customers, etc. But instead of understanding data behavior, okay, why not solve a murder? Okay. So this is what we did. So I designed a murder mystery. Ito yung premise. May isang lawyer na pinatay sa isang opisina. There were 5 suspects. Who are the most likely suspects? Andiyan yung interviews nila. And then ando doon yung data nila. Okay? So where they were at a certain time. Okay? What their testimonies were. Meron yung digital, yung CCTV report. Okay? And then meron yung cellphone records. Okay? And then, it's a game. Unahan sila to solve who killed attorney Christine Tan. Parang ganun. Make learning more interesting. Hindi lecture lang ng lecture. Okay? So this is the no. This is the learning material. This is what they can access sa LMS nila, Learning Management System. Okay? And then this is the interactive yan. So pwede mong i-click-click yan. Parang gano'n. And then, when you present a learning experience design, also, does not begin lang do sa actual learning course, no? It begins with visualizing the whole learning journey. Okay, so this is what I did for a photography class. Instead of the syllabus, kasi wala naman nagbabasang syllabus eh, di ba? Meron tayong learning management system sa schools, pero wala nagsusulat ng syllabus. Kahit teacher, ayaw na magsusulat ng syllabus kasi it's so boring. But what if the syllabus for a photography or for any subject is designed like a map, like a treasure map, which is what we have on the right. The one on the left, something as boring as communication research, at least, di ba, we can make it more interesting by visualizing the structure. Okay, so it's structured like a pyramid. The learning journey is structured like a pyramid. Okay? I also design, so a lot of people think, learning experience design, kailangan magaling ka sa Canva, magaling ka sa Articulate, no? So for instructional designers, magaling ka sa PowerPoint, okay? No. In fact, mas masaya pag nahahawakan mo eh. So, for a marketing class, I developed the customer journey cards, di ba? Ano yung mga touch points, creating touch points. So, awareness, touch point, consideration, purchase, retention. So, we did. And then we have personas. Okay, so customer journey cards. And then for urban planners, architects, mga engineer, and local government, instead of just teaching them, planuhin nyo yung gagawin nyo sa barangay. What I did is to design cards and then find out ano yung spaces that you could see or that are available na hindi na ma-maximize. May bakanting lote. Merong bus na luma na nakapark lang dyan. Merong underpass na tinatapunan lang ng basura. Pero pwede ba siyang gawing gallery? Pwede ba siyang performance space? So this is the purpose of the Make Space cards. And then of course, I told you, that's why yung I also teach French. So instead of instead of the usual, kasi I just want to teach the first day. I just want to teach them French greetings. So we had this.
Bonjour.
Uh,
My name is Pablo.
I
And this
created
is my dog,
an animation,
Bonjour,
3D
mes amis.
animation.
We are
Okay,
here today
it's
in
on
Paris to
AI.
explore the city and learn
But it's
French.
basically,
We
it's
will
the
begin
goal
with
of
Paris' famous
teaching
landmark, the
students
Eiffel Tower and the
to
River Seine.
greet in
Are
French.
you ready?
So ito
Allons-y!
siya yung ano.
Hello, friends. Time to learn French. A new day starts. New open hearts. Bonjour, les amis. That's how we say hello, my friends, in a French way.
Okay, so everything was AI did this, but everything was composed, directed, and planned by myself. So it's not, I didn't let AI do everything, because if you let AI do everything, it's terrible actually. I also teach the creation of learning materials. So learning experience design isn't just about 2D or lectures. It's also about augmented reality, teaching games, using games. So the one below are the games that my students designed, and also they were able to design comic books. Mga comics where that you could use to teach. So any learning material can be created through by design. No? Uh, but the bigger thing that needs to be addressed, kasi lagi parang baliwala ang lahat ng learning materials na dinidesign ng isang learning experience designer if we don't start from the beginning, which is identifying gaps. Oftentimes, people think na ang problema lang is knowledge gap. So, kailangan lang silang ituruan and then they will learn. Okay? When in fact, there are 6 other gaps. Okay? So there's the skills gap, the motivational gap, the environmental gap, the communications gap, and the habit gap. Knowledge gap is hindi nila alam, turuan natin. And that's fine. But the bigger, di ba nangyayari yung nakalagay na dun sa sign? Bawal tumawid dito. Okay? Pero may tatawid pa rin. So, ang problema ng Pilipino, hindi kayo marunong sumunod. Okay? May sign naman eh. But ang problema is not that hindi nila alam kung bawal tumawid doon o hindi. 'Di ba? It's the habit. Nasanay na sila na mas madali kasi tumawid na lang eh. So kahit na alam nila na bawal, mas madali kasi yung habit of doing something else. So that's a habit gap. So it's not just a knowledge gap, it's a habit gap. Communications gap, okay? Merong information na hindi naibigay ng tama or klaro. So miscommunication. Kaya hindi na-deliver yung dapat learning na na-deliver. Skills gap, alam nila yung dapat nilang gawin, pero hindi nila alam kung paano gawin. Okay? So pag sinabi ko sa inyong class, our topic for today is you have to cook an egg. Okay? Pero kung hindi sila marunong magluto, kung hindi sila marunong mag-operate ng kalan, then that's a skills gap. Okay? Of course, it's simplifying it. Okay? Gagawa kayo ng video, pero hindi mo tinuro kung paano i-edit, then that's a challenge. Okay? And of course, yung environmental gap, no? We always assume na every child would have their own laptop, their own phone, and a study room. But in reality, especially in the Philippines, hindi lang sa child, lahat tayo. Workers, di ba? Wala tayong space. Wala nang maingay palagi. Okay? Mainit. Okay? And lastly, yung pinaka-importante is the motivational gap, which for me, a lot of Filipinos suffer from this more than anything else. Alam nila that they have to study. Alam naman nila kung ano yung gagawin eh. Hindi lang sila motivated gawin. Okay? And for so many reasons, di ba? Split ng boyfriend, hindi na sila sinasagot nung girlfriend nila, naghiwalay yung magulang, okay? Hindi pinapaaral sila ng isang program na wala silang interest at all. Okay? So once you have addressed or identified the learning gaps, it is also important to learn how to evaluate. Ito yung tinatawag lang Kirkpatrick model. A lot of times, how do we evaluate? Okay, test. Test palagi. Oh, bigyan mo ng multiple choice. Ako, mas malala. I try to avoid giving test, okay? Kasi ang test, after na-take mo yung test, nakalimutan mo na, after a few weeks, makakalimutan mo na yan eh. So, meron tinatawag na Kirkpatrick model, which is also trying to measure the reaction. Masaya ba sila? Importante yun yung emotion. More than anything, kaya nasa top siya. Ano yung may natutunan ba sila? Okay? Ito yung sinasagot ng multiple choice test. Okay? And then of course yung behavior. Tinuro na sa kanila na ito yung dapat mong gawin pero hindi pa rin ginagawa. Then nag-fail pa rin sila. And of course yung finally yung total results nila if they're applying that. Okay? There are so many organizations right now looking for learning experience designers. Okay, so oftentimes we only think about schools. Every time about learning, we only see schools. Okay, but in fact, every company, major company, okay, ito yung nagpapasweldo ng malaki, and BPOs, okay, have a demand. They has a demand for learning experience designers or a lead or an instructional designer. I will tell you the difference later. Ano yung kaibahan ng learning experience designer at saka instructional designer. Pareho lang sila, but it's the difference between a chef and a cook, okay? So pwede kang cook ng 20 years, cook ka sa isang Chinese restaurant, sabi ako sa'yo ng any Chinese dish kaya mong iluto. Pero mag-invento ka ng dish, hindi nagagawa yun ng cook. Ang chef, magagawa niya. Okay? So they do both the same thing, but the mindsets of a chef and a cook are different. So yun yung difference ng instructional designer at saka learning experience designer. I'd like to focus more on changing and improving your mindset. Kasi kung nagkaroon ka ng learning experience design mindset, kahit ano kaya mong gawin. Kaya mo mag-design ng instructional design, ng e-learning, kaya mo mag-lecture, kaya mo mag-facilitate, kaya mong punuin ang isang ng content ang isang learning management system. So anyway, this is from a job site, from JobStreet, and you will see ano yung typical na sweldo ng mga instructional designers. Of course, these are people with experience, okay? As isa hinanap na working in the BPO industry. But it's very interesting is that hindi mo kailangan masyadong matagal. Basta meron ka lang experience sa pagtuturo, number one, because alam mo na yung mga requirements and you will see later on ano yung mga ginagamit sa teaching na ginagamit din sa learning experience design or instructional design. But look at the salaries. Even the salary of a call center agent, which is one of the biggest roles in the Philippines right now sa BPO, but the sweldo, the salary of the instructional designer or the learning experience designer is still higher. I believe that instructional design or the learning experience designer is the next BPO. If you notice, the demand for call center agents nababawasan by 200,000 every year, pababa ng pababa. All because of two words. Well, two letters. AI. AI has slowly perfected the behavior and the patterns, the speech patterns of a call center agent. So, unti-unti, nawawalan na ng trabaho yung call center agents. But a learning experience designer, because you're dealing with emotions. Dun ang ano eh. So, instructional design, kayang gawin niya ng AI. Learning experience design, hindi. At least hindi pa. Because you're talking about mindsets, di ba? Pag sinabi kong ikwento mo ang storya nung ala-ala mo na nagluluto yung lola mo ng, I don't know, biko, puto, ube, di ba? Halo-halo, iba yung emotion eh. Iba yung ano eh. And then, with that, I can create a story. I can create a feeling. And then, I will remember, ano ba yung ingredients ng halo-halo? Ano yung ingredients ng leche flan? It's easier because you have this human experience where you draw stories from. But anyway, these are some of the companies that are training quality manager. All of them are part of the learning and development department, which in a bigger company is even part of the human resource department, okay? HR, okay? Or human capital development pa nga, okay? But, ito tayo. So, let's just focus on one instructional designer. Ito yung entry level eh. Instructional designer, assistant instructional designer. Ano yung hinahanap nila, okay? So, ito yung salary. Okay? Hindi to entry level pero at least ito meron kang konti experience, 1 to 2 years experience lang but you'll be earning this much na. Okay? It's not that high pero compared to most teaching lalo na pag 10 years ka nagtuturo, I don't know sa public school I don't know if you could reach this uh, at ilan kayo na kayang ma-attain yung ganyang salary. All right? And it's usually in a BPO environment. Okay, so this is from a real today. It was posted today lang. Okay, these are the things that they look for. Okay, which a lot of teachers can understand. Naintindihan niyo yung Bloom's taxonomy. Naintindihan niyo kung paano gumawa ng lesson plan, okay, or learning plan. Okay? And then you will see the words ADDIE and SAM palagi, okay? ADDIE or SAM, okay? It's just a step-by-step guide how to design learning experiences. So, yan, create storyboard, script, okay, and course outline. Course outline. Pag nagturo ka, alam mo yan, okay? And then, even if you don't know all of these things, you have the subject matter expert. So, the job of the learning experience designer works with a subject matter expert, okay? So, pag marketing yan, you don't have to understand marketing, but of course, it helps if you do, pero madali kayo magkakaintindihan ng subject matter expert. Okay? And then you will see this one also. So develop interactive learning content using tools such as Articulate Storyline, okay, Rise, Adobe, Captivate, and Canva. In essence, these are presentation software. Okay? So you present learning using this software. Ang difference nung Canva sa Articulate Storyline at saka Articulate Rise, they're made by one company, and Adobe Captivate is interactive lang. Okay? At yung Canva, you've used Canva, I'm sure. Ano yun eh, it can be as a presentation document or as PDFs. Okay? Ito yung yung Articulate Storyline, ang output niya is using SCORM, no? SCORMM. Okay, so shareable content. I forgot the but it's SCORM. Something that we use regularly. That we take for granted what it stands for. But it's basically how you are able to incorporate a learning material, a learning content to a learning management system, to an LMS. Okay? So that pag nilagay mo siya doon, in-upload mo siya doon, automatic, the user will just log in and then be able to study what you have created. Okay? Ito pa. Requirements. Okay? So nakita niyo yung sweldo, 70,000 to 80,000. Ang requirements, 2 years experience in instructional design or learning development. If you are a teacher, meron na kayong kahit 3, 4 years, 5 years kayo nagtuturo, meron na kayong edge dyan. That's equivalent to at least 1 year in learning. Kailangan nyo na lang gumawa ng portfolio. Okay? Because you might not have the instructional design experience, but if you can create your own portfolio, of course, we have to train for that. You don't just make a PowerPoint presentation and call that your portfolio. Experience in working in a BPO, if you can apply for a BPO kahit with the minimum entry level lang, mataas pa rin yung sweldo kahit paano eh. Technical skills, of course, understanding Articulate and Adobe Creative Suite, okay? Comfortable, if you're a teacher, you know how to use an LMS platform already, okay? Madali lang yun. It's basically soft. Everything, Articulate Storyline can be learned in a week. Adobe Creative Suite can be learned in a week. LMS can be learned in 2 days. Okay? So, madali yung i-train yung sarili nyo to learn that. Okay? But very important, walang nakalagay na educational attainment requirement or educational requirement. Hindi siya naghahanap ng masters. Hindi man lang nakalagay kung high school graduate ka o college graduate. That's something. It does not matter kung ang major mo in your college is English or kung hindi ka man lang graduate ng college. It does not matter. What's important is to have these skills. And these skills plus experience, okay? If you have 1 year experience and then you go to another go to another BPO, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Non-stop na yan. Para siyang call center, except na mas pataas ang skill requirement nito. It's not even asking for a diploma or anything. And even if you notice, the salary of a learning experience designer is also higher. This is the structure of the learning experience development, workflow. So if there's a management, from the management, you have the team development, onboarding, etc. Alam ba, may i-onboard ng mga new sales employees. So they give the requirement or the job order to the L&D department. So L&D department, you have there the head of the HR, the head of L&D, and the chief learning officer. Minsan nagpapalit yan, minsan isang tao lang yan, minsan dalawang tao, minsan HR manager lang lahat, but more or less this is what they require. Okay? And then under that is the learning experience designer. Okay? So you will sometimes see in a job posting or in a job structure of a company, a learning experience designer working with the subject matter expert. Because a learning experience design designs the learning material, the learning content, no? the articulate stories or the presentation material. And then they deal with the subject matter expert. Nag-uusap sila. Okay, ito yung kailangan nating i-train sa bagong product na isi-sell ng salespeople. Alright? So, yan yung pinaka-team. No? But under the learning experience designer, you have the instructional designer. Like what I said, it's less like the chef dealing with the sous chef or the cook. Okay? And then, there are 2 deliveries of learning, okay? Sa corporations, sa companies that look for learning experience designers. One is the instructional designer, which delivers e-learning, and the other one is the facilitator or the corporate trainer, which delivers through workshops. And through workshops can mean online, synchronous, okay? So if it's asynchronous online, that's instructional designers. If it's asynchronous online, that's still the facilitator and the corporate trainer. Okay? And then with them, andyan na yung video producer, yung nag-edit ng videos kung kinakailangan, learning measurement analysis, okay, yung for evaluation, technical writer kung tama yung script na sinasabi, okay, and so on. And then of course, if it's the subject matter is marketing, content strategy, you also have a different team members, okay, and so on. Okay, what does a learning experience designer do? Okay, ano yung ginagawa niya in the everyday life? These are the 5 things that a learning experience designer does. Okay? So, first is get that training needs analysis. Kailangan ba ng training? It's a form actually that you fill up and then tinitingnan nyo ano yung mga requirements that kailangan ng training. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng problema sa isang company or sa HR would require training. It's not always training the solution. So along with that is identifying the gap. Okay? Training ba means giving them the knowledge or skill, motivation? How do you even do that? Diba? Environment? How do you fix the environment? So, kasi meron mga gaps na hindi ma-address ng training. So also important to identify them. And then we design the learning materials. We plan the delivery. Okay, how do we deliver it? Do we deliver it as an e-learning? Pinaplano pa lang yan as an LMS and then or deliver it live face-to-face as a workshop. Okay, when you've planned that, then you implement it and then you assess it or kung nagkamali sa assessment, then you iterate, you change it. The people from the learning development program, okay, department, developed the initials ADDIE, ADDIE, which stands for Analyze, Design, Develop, Implement, and Evaluate. So yung kwento ko sa inyo na the 6 steps are all do the same thing, okay? You will also see earlier kanina may nakalagay SAM. So ADDIE and SAM, okay? SAM means successive approximation model, okay? In principle, if you're familiar with software development or project development, the ADDIE is also ADDIE and SAM is similar to the waterfall process and the agile process. Okay, so waterfall is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Agile is step 1, step 2. Teka lang, meron konting iti-tweak tayo. So gagawin natin 2A, 2B. Plus under 2A, 2B, kailangan meron pa tayong i-adjust. So you adjust as you move forward. Okay, so you don't just go until the end. And then may mga taong sumasalo. So you're easy to, so it's in a way it's faster. But there are times when one method is not like agile is the new way of managing projects, but there are still, especially in learning, na kailangan pa rin step by step. So the waterfall method or the ADDIE method is still more applicable. Okay, ito yung career pathways. Okay, so ang daming nagtatanong parang if I want to be a learning experience designer, this could be your background left. So education psychology, arts and science, MMA, video production, graphic design. So on the right is the pathway on how you could become part of the learning experience design community or the department. Okay, so you could be a teacher, trainer, a designer. So ito na yung ano nyo, ito na yung ginagawa nyo ngayon or ginawa nyo in the past, okay? So you could be from the business, you were a copywriter, you were a strategist, okay? You work in advertising, in marketing, in graphic design. You could do that, okay? Subject matter expert, you're a specialist in AI, you are a specialist in data analysis, okay? You are a specialist in engineering or the new design of the new vehicles. Okay, so subject matter, it doesn't necessarily mean that you could teach, pero you could be a subject matter expert. Okay, so from there, if you develop these 3 pillars, okay, which is the design, if you understand design, which can include design thinking, course planning, video production, content strategy, then you could pursue a career in learning experience design. The other one is facilitation. Okay, if you're a trainer, you train participants, speak and rule, the 5 E's, body language, reflection, okay? And of course, the learning theories, yung ADDIE, discuss natin, andragogy, pedagogy. Andragogy is how do you teach older people, adults. Pedagogy is the other, younger. Kolb's theory of experiential learning, Bloom's taxonomy. So, if you understand if you have experience or learning these three pillars, then that's a big plus in becoming a learning experience designer. How do learning experience designers make a living? So either they work for a BPO, they work in-house if it's a big enough company, okay? You'll be surprised, like Amazon, for example, is a huge company, but they would still hire separate in-house trainers or instructional designers, okay? They have their own instructional design team, pero sometimes it's also localized depending on the country where they are at, okay? In the Philippines, for example, there is Amazon in Macapagal area. But they're not the ones selling the Amazon online shopping, okay? It's the Amazon for AWS and for payroll activities. So they also handle payroll from other countries pero ginagawa sa yung offices nila sa Philippines. Of course, you can become a freelance instructional designer, a freelance learning experience designer where you deliver e-learning. So this is when you've had enough, at least kahit 3 years, but you have their own but you can also start this with your friends eh. And then you could become a freelance facilitator also and a trainer. And then lastly, you could create your own courses. If you create your own courses, you do not even need any experience with working for a company. Okay, you could if you're expert in yoga, you're an expert in Japanese cuisine, you can create your own courses as a learning experience designer. Where do we learn to become learning experience designer? Okay, so there's Ateneo, Gokongwei Brothers School of Experience and Learning Design. Ateneo Gokongwei Brothers School of Education and Learning Design, where there's a program called BS in Learning Science and Design, and you could become a learning experience designer after 4 years. There is Kalos Pilot, the school where I attended. Okay. Although they conduct workshops, it's not regularly, so it's in different venues. The next one will be in Madrid and Switzerland. Okay. Iba-iba. They also have sometimes in Singapore, which is closer. They have conducted a Chaos Pilot workshop for experience design, not learning experience design, but experience design in Manila last year lang. Sorry, this year, a few months ago. And then I also teach in a lot of schools where they have subjects on digital learning materials design, and in Endoran where they teach multimedia arts education. Hobby Education Labs also teaches learning experience design, but this normally is conducted through the schools. Okay, so the schools or DepEd hires Hobby to teach public school teachers on learning experience design. So the direction of our country is slowly going to that right path. Okay, and then lastly, as far as Kind Mind. Okay. This is a company I co-founded. We also teach, we conduct several workshops. But what's important is that every time you study or train to be a learning experience designer, you have these four topics that should be part of a learning experience design, learning and training. Okay, have the learning theory, learner-centered design. Okay, how to design with the learner as a center. Innovation and technology, especially with the use of tools, okay, and AI, and then industry practice and portfolio. Okay, so the business of learning experience design and development of your portfolio, which you will use to apply for jobs. Okay, now this is the school community, school meaning SKOOL. It's an online community for learning experience designer that I started. Okay. So every week we have a meetup when we discuss topics on learning experience design. Last week we had our topic was about storytelling. This week our topic will be about gamification, how to design games when you're designing learning experiences. Okay. And then this site, okay, uh, has different modules on different topics. Okay, so there's the learning arches, the LXD canvas, the hidden curriculum, the mindsets, personas, training needs analysis, and so on. It's covered. Okay, so it's in the classroom section. So there's an exchange. If you have any questions on learning experience design, you could throw it here. And then at the same time, you could attend the classes online at your own pace. So this is an example of the module that we have on the learning experience design canvas. How do you fill it up? Okay. So it's on your own pace, on your own time. You could also learn and practice to become a learning experience designer. But of course, the goal is to have a portfolio. Okay. And then of course we have the community. Here you have your topics, okay? Uh, if you want to become part of, if you want to learn more about uh about learning experience design, or at least be part of the learning experience design community, please join us, okay? This is the site, the URL, okay? I will send you a letter inviting you to join this. And if you have any questions also about the school, you can email me at this email. That's my email. There is a monthly subscription which is 850 pesos a month. Okay, so you pay that regularly, but there's a free 1 week trial. So just explore it, try to learn, use the materials. You can even download some of the guides. Okay, so we have a storytelling guide. We're still building the learning experience design handbook. It's all free for 7 days. If you decide not to continue, to be part of the LXD community, then you could leave. Okay. Uh, you could pay using your credit card. Okay. But if you cannot use your credit card, you can also pay by GCash. But you have to. That's the last priority because the payment gateway here is from the States, so they they don't have GCash. But just tell me if you cannot use a credit card. These are the things that are free that we have here: weekly classes, the LXD handbook, the videos, the LXD Canvas, the story learning handbook, which we just uploaded the other day, and then in the coming months, we will be having live workshops, okay, on learning experience design. So we're just scheduling one in September and October, and then every month na yan. Pero iba-ibang topic. So it's not just about the same topic. So, it's going to be a series of modules. All right. So basically all of this I've answered it, okay? These are questions that were submitted by some of you. Uh if you have if you are a teacher, I've answered some of this na naman. But if you have any questions, kindly type them dun sa sa Q&A Q&A box, okay? And then I can answer them live na. All right? So, oh, si Dennis has a good question. How many modules are available daw in the school comp? There are 14, okay? But we're updating that every 2 weeks, okay? So we haven't uploaded the e-learning. So if you want to learn, for example, how to use Articulate, we're still building that, okay? But it's gonna be ready in a few weeks. Does it only apply for people practicing teaching? No. If you will notice, learning experience design, as I mentioned, is not just about it's about sharing learning. So regardless whether you are a teacher in an educational or academic environment or not, if you are a coach, this is very useful. If you are a trainer, okay? If you are the head of a department, okay? Wherein you have to train people, you have to hindi kasi it's not always about ang akala nila it's always about academic. And that's why we're not using education, the words education or school, okay? It should be that. Okay? So if you have any questions, you might want to type them in the Q&A box and I will try to answer them. But yeah. Tapos, we also have members from, we have a gaming professor who will teach also how to use gaming. We have teachers from abroad who wants to simply upskill themselves, no, with learning experience design. Uh, Instead of the traditional, and they've been teaching for like 10 years, 15 years. Si Maria has a question. She says, as someone without experience in instructional design, LXD, but has a background in education and visual design, how can you build your portfolio? You have to train, okay? You have to, if you could, okay. There, there are other ways of, in fact, in the internet, there are other ways on how to, it will teach you learning experience design for free in YouTube, okay? But what's interesting is here we will try to support you, okay? So even if you don't have background in instructional design, you can still build your portfolio, okay? Uh, Meron sumulat sa akin the other day lang, sabi niya, she's been a teacher for 7 years, but she wants to shift to instructional design. She has the certification, okay? She attended several seminars, okay? And that's why I'm not so excited, okay? About giving away certificates, because giving away certificate doesn't really say much. What they will always look for is the portfolio. If you have limited experience, okay? If you're teaching, pero your portfolio is very, very strong, they cannot deny that because there is a demand for instructional designers, okay? Ang ayaw lang nila is magaling ka maggawa ng Canva presentation or even articulate. You could do that, eh. Pero wala kang understanding on transferring that. What they are also afraid are teachers who have so many years of teaching, pero yung how do you translate your learning to a learning material, to a presentation, okay? To a course, okay, an online course, to e-learning. Okay? So nade-deny sila. They never, even if they have the learning experience design certificate from other from other organizations. You have to have a strong portfolio, and that's the goal of the program that I told you about, is to build that portfolio. Someone asked, what is the process of estimating the delivery timeline or the cost of training? Okay, if you are masipag, if you could do the training that we have here, just follow it and then attend that. You could do it in 3 months. But that's the minimum, okay? That's the minimum. I mean, I wish I could tell you that, you just attend the courses, read it, and then do the exercises, and you are ready to become a learning experience designer. Kailangan meron din validation from our part. We have to see your portfolio, okay? And tell, pwede mo pang gawin to. So, and that's the great thing about what we have here in the community, is because we have people who will evaluate your portfolio before you apply for a job, okay? We will also be interviewing people who are working as instructional designers from companies like TaskUs or Optum and all of these BPOs. So they will tell you ano yung hinahanap ng company nila. Okay? So I have a friend who did not have instructional design experience. Okay? Pero gumagawa na siya ng mga courses on e-learning. Okay? He's a teacher. He was an assistant principal for a big school in the Philippines. Pero he transitioned to become an instructional designer. What's important, even if he did not have experience in instructional design, was he had a strong portfolio because he taught a course in e-learning. So ginawa niya yung e-learning materials. Ang strong nung portfolio niya. Even if he did that. And he was working for TaskUs. And it's one of the major BPOs now. And what's fantastic is that even yung health nila, yung HMO nila, covered pati yung family niya. And they were working like they report sa office 3 times a week. Most of the time they're just home. Si Aldwin, duration of the paid subscription, it's 850 pesos a month. Okay. Is it expensive? It depends. But the other day I ordered ramen. Oh, sorry, hindi nga ramen. I ordered instant noodles sa isang Chinese dim sum restaurant, siomai, tsaka soft drinks. The cost was almost 950 pesos. Mas mahal pa yung isang meal. And what we have here, I don't want you to be worried about the no, the price so much, but it's low enough so that it's a dim sum meal, okay, is more expensive. What else? Si Chan's question. For corporate and compliance training, people in management tend to steer away from storyboard-based trainings as they take a lot of time and effort. Video asset and production. How do you convince them? It's ano eh, lalo na yung compliance training. I don't think the problem should be that we don't want story-based training. Pwede sigurong bawasan mo yung story or iklian mo yung story. But to say na tanggalin mo, I'd even be worried about that company, okay? Sometimes, ito pa isa. Sometimes the company that you are applying for is not the company that you even want to work for or work with, di ba? Yes, they take time pero kasi you're talking about producing content like video production or animation. Oh, sorry. One thing that we're very happy to be training on the LXD community is artificial intelligence. So you can design your own learning materials using AI, so generative AI. So we will have courses and modules on like what I showed you, using music, creating your own music, even if you cannot sing or compose music, animation, and a lot of learning materials, okay, using AI, generative AI. Oh, sorry. If you can subscribe, Aldwin. You can subscribe anytime. Okay. I will show you the email if you. But it's at school. It's a school community. I will show you the link again. In just a while. But you could no no. I will type it in the. Sorry, I will type it in the chat box, no? You could copy it and then you could check the all right, ito siya. So the link to the school, just a second. Okay, this is the link to the school community, the one I showed you. I didn't all of you. So there. I uploaded it. So if you check the where is it? Okay, it's in the answered. Okay, open answer. Oh, sorry, Michelle, you don't have. Anyway, why can't you access the chat box? Anyway, I'll show you the no. I'll show you the link. So if you could screen cap this, okay, and then i-type nyo na lang later sa ano nyo. So this is the no. So if you could screen capture this is the link to the school community, Learning Experience Designer 2243/about. Okay. And if you have any question, this is my email again also. All right. So try to capture this. Screen cap nyo lang siya. All right. If you don't have any other questions, we have a question here. Until when I need to subscribe? Ideally, you can subscribe today if you want. There's no rush. It's up. You could answer this. See, it's up to you how soon do you want to start training? How soon do you want to meet other learning experience designers? Like you are a learning experience designer, regardless whether you took the training or not. You might not be employed, but if your mindset is you want to design learning experiences, then you are a learning experience designer. Since we have creating of a certain, is it necessary to have a higher specs? Oh, wala naman. Wala naman. Because a lot of the, hindi gumagana yung link. Really? Can you check on that? Anyway, you could type it, sige. If you could, you could email me at this email, and then I will send you in private. I send you an email on the link, so you could, Lemar, you could test the link. Yeah. So Kathy got the link sa ano sa yeah, okay. But I will email you because you sent me your email. Thank you very much. And let's end it lang ano lang. Just type okay. So from what we've gathered, what one word best describes learning experience design for you? Okay. So just type it there. What's that one word? Okay. Remember, guys, the people who change the world are teachers. Okay. So whether you are a public school teacher, a private school teacher, a trainer, di ba? A coach, okay. As long as you want to share your learning, the people, remember that the people who change us, who convince us to study medicine or study science or become a teacher also, are also teachers. The people who changed the world, Aristotle, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, the Buddha, they were not called Lord, they were not called God, they were not called the leader, they were not generals. They were called teachers. So if you want to change the world, you teach. Or better yet, you design learning experiences. Alright? So type nyo lang lahat ng ano dyan na ano, why you want to teach. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone. And I hope to see you. If you cannot join the Learning Experience Design community, just follow us on our content on Facebook, on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Soon in YouTube will be uploading longer content so that at least updated kayo on what's happening in learning experience design. Guys, learning experience design is what the country needs. The people who refuse to read, the people who still vote for corrupt officials, 'di ba? The people who make the wrong choices in life. They need to improve learning. They need to learn better. And the only way that they can learn better is if they have learning experience designers. Okay? So let's do our part in helping our country, or and even because if you follow your purpose, it will change your life. It will make you more successful. So bye everyone. Thank you very much. Okay? And hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.